Hi my color pops, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new and you're stopping by, you've just entered Color's Destiny. Welcome. Please don't be a stranger to the channel. Please subscribe. Please turn on your notifications. That is that little bell that's beside subscribe. So if your subscribe button is still on red, press it because it's red. We don't want that red subscribe button. Press subscribe, turn on your notifications so that you will see when I post a new video, and we can be friends. So this video is actually something that, not request per se, but I do find that I'm getting questions on how to properly cut a crease. Sorry, I'm just fixing this baby here because it was bothering me. How to properly cut a crease. Now I do have videos on that already, however maybe they weren't detailed enough, so I thought, you know what, create a video so that it's a walkthrough step by step on how to cut the crease. Now if you feel that is still not detailed enough and you still need a little bit more, leave a comment down below and I will recreate another look for you with a cut crease. Most likely I'll be creating looks anyways with cut crease, however I don't detail them. All of them aren't going to be detailed. So if you're having a problem with anything where your makeup is concerned, just leave a comment down below and I'll rock it out for you. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so the first thing that you want to do is prime your lids. Now my lids are already primed, and normally I would just go in just like this. It's just concealer that is a little bit lighter than my skin tone, and I set it with some setting powder. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to show you a different primer that is lighter, way lighter. Okay, so I'm going to be using the LOUISE base. So I'm going to go ahead and put the first color down, and the color that I'll be using is a brownish brick color. Something that I heard someone say is, I think I put my crease color too light. You want to make the crease color dark. It's the reverse. So you're making it dark so that anything that you put on the lid is going to pop even more than it pops, even though you're adding a light base to cut the crease. So let's go ahead and get started. And if you noticed, I tapped the color in before I started to blend it out, and that's just so that I get more color payoff than if I was to just go ahead and start doing my little circular windshield wiper motions. And also, if you're putting a base down and the base is wet, you're going to want to tap it in because it's going to be sticky and it's not going to hold that color. It's going to be a little bit patchy, so that's why I stamp it in first and then you start to swirl it around to blend it. Now cutting a crease does take more time than just adding your regular shadows, because you want to make sure that everything is really precise. Not to say that your eyeshadow should never be precise, however with a cut crease you really don't want to make a mistake. Now using my color switch, I'm going to add an orange color, and I'll be placing that right here. And if you notice, I'm bringing the shadow all the way into the corner of my eye so that when you cut the crease, you have that continuous amount of color all over your lid. So now I'm going in with a yellow, not mustard, yellow, and that's just going to bring out the orange that I placed down. And again, I'm bringing it all the way to the corner of my eye. Now once you've added the shadows one by one, it's acting as you're setting the base that's there. So some parts might be sticky still, some parts won't. However, still tap in, and if you feel that you're swiping and it feels like it's getting stuck, you'll feel it. You'll feel like it's getting stuck. Really, just go ahead and tap it. And once you have the color down, go ahead and blend it out. All right, so to cut the crease, you want to make sure that you're using the flattest brush possible. And this is a Morphe M224 brush dash, I think it says 8, can't see. However, it's not flat enough. You can fix this, but there is another brush that comes even flatter than this. And you can see it is flat. It is flat. That's what you're looking for, a flat brush, right? You're like, girl. Now look at the difference. This is the Morphe M224 brush. And it's already flattened out because it comes that way. And on top of it, you have to work the product into the brush in order to make it even flatter. It comes this way, very flat. Okay, so this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna take your base, your concealer, whatever that you have, use it. Don't go and buy extra stuff if you don't need to. You're just gonna put it anywhere you can. I'm gonna be putting it on the back of my hand, just a little bit, like that. What you wanna do is keep working the product into the brush, especially if it's a brush that you didn't use yet. Make sure that you work it in until you're getting it all the bristles together and making it as flat as possible. And there's product on there. Now we're going to go ahead and cut the crease. Now I can eyeball my crease, really, because I've been doing it for so long, and sometimes I want it high, sometimes I want it low. But I'm not going to eyeball it just because I really want you guys to get this right so that you can do it at home. Practice, practice, practice. It makes perfect. Now, one trick that you can do is just place your product on any part of your, well, just place the product on your eyelid, like so. Doesn't look neat. Right? Now what you're gonna do is look up. When you look up, the line from the base is going to leave a line at the top of your eye. So you see, that's where I'm going to cut the crease right there where it left that mark. So let's take, for instance, if you didn't do that and you just said, you know what, I'm gonna wing it, I'm just gonna put my little cut crease where my crease ends. You know what happens? You put a pretty shimmer or sparkles, glitter, whatever, and you're out, and I mean, nobody walks like this. Everyone blinks, right? So you look up, you're like, hey girl, what happens? Your glitter is now where you don't want it to be after you cut your crease so perfectly. So there you go, look up, and that's your guide. So let's go ahead and cut our crease. You just want to take it and go very slow, stamping it in, and you can literally feel your eyeball as a guide. Just go a little bit higher than that. So as I'm stamping it, I'm dragging it down so that I don't have a lot of product left over at the top of my lid to the shadow to stick to. Do you see that? So the line that you created here, you're just going to use your brush and stamp it and keep stamping it until you form a half moon, I want to say, into your crease. And keep working at it until you get that line sharp. And your crease is cut. So what you want to do is use a fluffy blending brush and blend the base in, because there's nothing worse than cutting the crease and then seeing that the shadow is sticking to it and it's patchy and blotchy because it's the base. Anything that's on the base, that's exactly what the color on top is going to look like. If you so desire, you can bring your crease, your cut, all the way to the end. So if you were going to do that, you would follow the same pattern and you just go all the way around, but making more of a circular shape. Pretty hard to do while I'm staying in frame, guys, but we're getting it done. Okay. So you want to just blend that edge out the best you can. Okay. So in the outer part of the eye, I'm going to be using that same copper brown color. So you want to follow every color that you use, you want to follow that. And you see I'm stamping it in. And you don't want to make a straight line. You kind of want to go in a diagonal and stamp it. So bring it towards the inner corner of your eye when you're blending it out. Here's another mistake that you could be making where you're not getting the lid color completely blended in right on the crease because you're not using a brush that is detailed enough. So in order to get the color on your lid, you want to use a detail brush. So I'll be using the Jaclyn Hill JH42 brush, and it's a small, very small detail brush. And once you use this brush, you can go ahead and you can use anything bigger, but I'm going to show you why you're going to need a brush like this, okay? So I'm going to go in with that orange shade. And you see how you have your base down? It's very hard to use a fluffy brush to get in that, to get right on that line. So that's why you use a small detail brush. And you just stamp it on. It's small and it does take some time, but you take your time in order to get this right. Especially if you have extra skin on your lips like I do. Make sure that you get right in there. Here is where you can use a regular blending brush and blend the two colors together so that you don't see where one stopped and where the other one started. So for the inner part that I left blank, I'll be using a champagne color. And again with the same detail brush, try to get in frame, just tap it on. This color has a little bit of shimmer. And I'm just going to be bringing it on top of the orange, like that. So this is what your completed cut crease should look like without your liner. Now if you want, you can go ahead and add liner. And if you don't. That's what it should be looking like. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I did go ahead and add my wing liner and my lashes off camera. And if you're wondering why this girl always comes back on the camera with her wing liner and her lashes on, that's because I have a video for those. So if you click or scroll through my videos, you'll see that I have one for brows, I have one for the wing liner, and I also have one to how to apply your lashes. So I don't need to put it in all my videos, it just makes the videos longer. All right. If you need more help, let me know in the comments below. If you love the video, let me know in the comments below. If there's a detail that you're just not getting, let me know in the comment below and I will do it for you. I'm going to help you perfect this, okay? Now, if you got it, but you don't quite got it and you're making a slight little mistake maybe here and there where you're adding your lid color, fix it with a liner. So you can add maybe glitter liner. I have a video on the Fenty liners. These liners do have a little small precise brush. All you have to do is go over the line and you're done. Anything, I would say you can add white, right? If maybe it's for this. I could have even add the coral. Do I want to add that? Let's see. Not really. I don't want to add it. Really, I don't. Not going anywhere. So all you would have to do really is trace the line that you already created for your cut crease and clean it up with precise colored liner, and you'll be fine. So till next time, I love you, stay safe and stay blessed.